Alright boys, welcome back to JJDL Week 5, this time against CJ. We have a poor matchup. If you missed the team builder, check it out. I know John Jr. crying about a matchup. However, we have no Latios check and no Iron Valiant check. He is Terra Grass on both Dusknoir and Ogerpon. Okay, Grass is not something I expected. And he actually does not bring Overquill, which is a little bit of a shock to me. Instead brings Donphan. So no Overquill means that it's a little tough for me to actually lead URSALUNA, and I'm not really sure if I want to, but it still matches up very well against everything, and I get to see what his initial check is. So that's what we're going to do. He could still very well lead like Talonflame to try to catch off a Skarmory lead, something like that is kind of what I'm expecting. So we'll lead URSALUNA here. If we see Meloetta, that's a little unfortunate. I'm not sure I want to play around that. I'm very nervous because I'm not very confident in this team, but we'll see what happens here, boys. Have fun to CJ. I'm really thrown off by the no Overquill, but that means if he spikes on anything, it's Ogerpon, which would be great to know. So he leads Talonflame, so we actually get exactly what we wanted with this lead. I'm going to throw off a Blood Moon here. I feel like there's not really any reason to not throw off a Blood Moon. Kind of see what his initial check is to this. He's going to U-turn, 377. There's no way that's banded. I have something written down that he did not bring. Donphan, Meloetta, Ogerpon, Dusknoir, Valiant Latios. Wait, what did he not bring out of that? Did he not bring Meloetta? Am I crazy? He very well could have not brought Meloetta. We're going to get a big Blood Moon off on Swifty. Is that Dusknoir, I imagine? Meloetta. He did bring... So he didn't bring one of Valiant or Latios? We do about 30%. Hold on. This is a lot to take in right now. He didn't bring Latios! What? This is... Guys, this is I think this was the best Latios matchup I had ever seen in my entire life, but he did not bring Latios. I am shocked. So he's gonna be like max HP AV. Based off that, max HP AV for sure. Assault Vest. He can OHKO us. I don't know what my best play into this is. We can just go into Uncle Mike if we really want to. Try to get a little bit of extra damage off on this Pokemon. So he didn't bring Latios, and instead he brought what? Talonflame. That's crazy. Actually, I can go Boulder. I'm gonna go Boulder. He doesn't have Latios anymore. I don't really need Boulder for anything. The only bad situation would be like a Grass Knot here. But we're AV, so that shouldn't do a whole lot. Yeah, that does like 40. So he's gonna go for Psychic here, so we're gonna absolutely chew that up. I'm lagging behind a little bit here. He gets this Death Drop. I'm not sure how much that matters here. So he's Psychic. 325 to 280. He did 45 damage with Psychic. He's just like max special attack. Max HP, max special attack AV. Okay. So can we throw up a Mighty Cleave here, I guess is my question. I mean, that does a ton of damage. I think he also goes Donphan. If he goes Donphan, that's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to throw up a Mighty Cleave here. Yeah, he's going to withdraw. We're probably going to see Donphan here, I would imagine. I mean... Yeah, he's going to go into Donphan. If he's like max Fizz Depth, it'll still do like 10%. And he could be Rocky as well. Yeah, so he's probably Fizz Depth based on that. Not Rocky. So, Fizz Depth. But Sturdy is broken. He's not Leftovers. We have a pretty easy switch into our Skarmory here. We go Skarmory, and he goes for the knockoff. He's going to knock off our Helmet, 333 to 275. Looking like no attack investment. So he could be AV. Very, very much so could be AV. I'm just going to get my rocks up here. And if we want to trade rocks, that's fine. We're not going to trade rocks here. We're going to see what he goes into. That knockoff is very big for him because now we don't punish like Ogerpon. He goes Talonflame. Could be Defog on Talonflame, I suppose. We get those rocks up. And that gives me another free switch into URSALUNA Blood Moon. Right? I could also go Boulder. No, I don't see a reason why I don't go URSALUNA Blood Moon here. Unless he's like specially offensive Fire Blast, which I guess he is specially offensive, huh? That shouldn't 2 a KO me. But I don't want to get chip on my Raging Bolt is kind of why I didn't go into it. And also because I'm rushing. So maybe I should have went Raging Bolt. He's going to go for Defog. Okay, so he's going to have Defog on this. I think next round here, we are going to go into our Raging Bolt on this. I still have no reason not to just go for the Blood Moon. I could also throw up a Calm Mind if his Meloetta is best way to hit me. Psychic. Yeah, I think I'm going to Calm Mind here. I think Calm Mind's pretty zero downside. He's going to U-turn again. We should live pretty much any hit from Meloetta. Yeah, we live guaranteed any hit from Meloetta. at +1. So I think Calm Mind is definitely our play. We'll be able to rip off a Blood Moon. We'll be able to pretty much guarantee a KO here, I think. Unless he goes hard Ogerpon, which would be a crazy move. Okay, boys, my mind is finally caught up. I think my mind is finally caught up to where we are physically. No Latios is so crazy. I am so thrown off by No Latios. I feel like that mon did so good here, right? I feel like I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. So we get the Calm Mind off here, and I am just going to throw up the Blood Moon, because I want to see what this thing has to hit me. If it's just Psychic, it's a Luring Voice. Wait. We Blood Moon? We can Moonlight on this. If he has Grass Knot, he would KO me, but I mean, Blood Moon's done really good at doing what it came here for, which was punching a hole in things. So we're gonna go for the Moonlight. If he doesn't have Grass Knot, if he doesn't have Focus Blast, he does. We're Choppa, we chew. So Focus Blast, he's definitely AV. Focus Blast, Alluring Voice. So we're at +1. Now I want to see, without Choppa, how much does Focus Blast potentially do to us? Focus Blast would guarantee KOs from here. Pretty much guarantee, unless we get an absolute mineral. So is it in my best interest to switch out here? And is Frostlass the Pokemon to switch into? Probably. Frostlass not very important health-wise. How much would Frostlass take from, like, a Psychic here? Like, you have to Focus Blast. You've shown me your hand. Psychic wouldn't even KO me. I think I'm going to go Frostlass here. I could also just go Boulder, though. Like, Boulder's pretty free to switch in here. And then we can double on the... I really like Frostlass, though, because it takes advantage of him not being able to go hard into his Donphan. I'm going to go Frostlass. I think you have to Focus Blast here. I'm pretty confident in that. Even if you don't, we live a Psychic. Guaranteed. You're at, like, what, 15%? We have Rocks up. Yeah, he has to Focus Blast there. I was pretty confident in that. Ice Beam should KO from here. He might even be out in range to die to Rocks. Let me just verify we still have our Rocks up. Oh, no, he defogged. We don't have Rocks up. Okay. I think Ice Beam's my best play here. He just doesn't have a switch in. So that's what we're going to go for. This should potentially KO this Pokemon. We could have also got a Spike Up, but I think the offensive pressure that we put on with Ice Beam right now is just so great. He could go Dusknoir. He actually goes into Talonflame. Okay. We're going to Ice Beam on this Talonflame. We're going to do about 50. Is that a crit? It's not a crit. Wow. Is he, like, minus Spadef? No, that's just raw Frostlass damage. Oh my goodness, that is just raw Frostlass damage. Good lord. Now we're going to take this opportunity, I think, to pivot into Raging Bolt. I think now's a good time to pivot into Raging Bolt. I kind of want Raging Bolt to stay healthy, but what can you really do to me? What if you're... So your U-turn, your Defog, if you're Roost, you only have Fire move. I think Raging Bolt beats this. I'm going to go Raging Bolt. And I'm not going to Terra yet. Against my best interest. It's Taunt. Okay. So what's your last move? No way you have something to hit me. Taunting's really interesting, though, because now it puts me in a position where I have to attack. Like I said, I don't think I want to get my Terra off here. Maybe I do. Nah, because Iron Hands can take 2 Moonblasts. Do I have a close combat resist? Not particularly. Maybe I do want to get my Terra off here and just Terra Blast, because I don't think you stay in here. If anything, you go Donphan, you're AV for sure. You're probably going to U-turn and go Donphan. I think is your best play here. Yeah, I'm going to Terra and Terra Blast, and we're going to see what we do to the Donphan. He's actually not even going to U-turn, so he's... oh, potential Thunderclap. Okay, that makes sense. Good play on our opponent's part. He's going to go into Wishes, which is actually going to be Dusknoir. So is he 3 AV Pokemon? He's an Assault Vest Meloetta for sure. I'm going to assume he's Assault Vest on the Donphan. Raging Bolt to Dusknoir. So if he's AV, we do about 25%. If he's just max HP, if he's not AV, we do about 40%. And Terra Blast does slightly less than Thunderbolt, so I feel very confident with this click here. Is he AV on this as well? I don't think so. No, he's not. Okay. Leftovers. So he's Terra Grass as well. I don't know if I'm scared of this particularly, right? He's Terra Grass. What does this do to me with a Polter? Maybe like 40%. That's max attack Adamant, which I am going to assume you're not. I could go hard into Ursaluna, but what does that really net me? Nothing, right? I can't really hit this. It could force a potential. Yeah, maybe I go URSALUNA. Yeah, I'm gonna go URSALUNA. I don't want Raging Bolt to get chipped, and URSALUNA's not that important. And we can throw off a Blood Moon. And we can put this in range of Raging Bolt, put this in range of whatever else. Potentially, he's gonna go for Pain Split here. So actually, we might gain health. No, we slightly lose health. So that's fine. Pain Split is at what, like 90 now, maybe? I could go for a Calm Mind if I really wanted to, or... I mean, don't overthink it, right? I'm gonna go for the Blood Moon. Don't overthink it. I'm gonna go for Blood Moon. We're gonna do about 60% to this Pokemon. Ton of damage there. And he goes for Ice Punch. No way that KOs me. No, no shot. I'm gonna go for Moonlight. No matter what, I net health at the end of this turn. I think that's definitely my best play. I keep trying to put URSALUNA in a position where it's like, okay, he'll just punch a hole and then we'll sack him. And he's punched a hole, but we haven't had to sack him yet. So we know Pain Split, we know Ice Punch, we can assume Poltergeist. I mean, we have a ton of information about most of his team. We get a Moonlight off here, we'll get to see what he goes for. So Ice Punch last time did about 100. 323 to 219, just about 100. I mean, I fail to see why I don't just rip a Blood Moon here. I'm just gonna rip a Blood Moon. I think we KO the Dusknoir. He gets into Ogerpon for free, but we are gonna go ahead and be able to get into our Skarmory. See, that's the real big downside of tarrying Raging Bolt so early now, is because he can go Ogerpon, and our Grass Resist are very far and few between. We don't have a whole lot of counterplay to Ogerpon in general. It's like Uncle Mike can live some. He's got a ton of health, and it's like Skarmory. He doesn't really do damage to Skarmory though, because he already knocked off our item. The best he can do is Superpower. So I mean, we're sitting pretty. Cuddles is still healthy for some reason. I mean, I'll be honest. I came into this game very unconfident. Slim Reaper, who's KD? Valiant. Okay. Gotta remember to take the Chopple off here. Valiant. So he's not Booster. I mean, Close Combat just wipes me off the face of the earth. I think I go Raging Bolt here. Pretty free. We don't get 2-hit KO'd in any capacity here. Unless he's Life Orb, maybe? No, we live 2 Life Orb Moonblast from Valiant. Was that something I calculated for, or did that just happen? Who knows? We see Valiant, we see Moonblast, we take, like, just about 50 if he's Life Orb? 393, 192. Oh my goodness, is he Specs? 201. Yeah, he's Specs. He has a 31% chance to KO here. He shouldn't be confident enough to take that. Do I Thunderclap? Is Thunderclap potentially my best play here? I think he switches out, but I still think I stand by the Thunderclap play because it covers it if not, and it puts him in range potentially of an Ice Shard from Frostlass. Or any move from the Boulder. Ice Shard from Frostlass after Rocks, sorry. Not even, after Spikes, yikes. But it does put him in range of Boulder, so I do stand by this. Oh, baby, let's go. Get some big damage off there. He has a 30% chance to KO us here. He's not going to pick it up. I don't think he gives me this Pokemon. I really don't. I'm very confident you don't give me this Pokemon. I'm Terra Blasting. Even if you do, I go Boulder the following turn. You don't give me this Pokemon. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Yeah, you really shouldn't. He goes into Meloetta. He's going to sack off the Meloetta. So down goes Meloetta. We're in a pretty good spot here. I mean, even if Meloetta didn't go down, it was AV, so I could have Thunderclapped and KO'd it regardless, so I guess that didn't really matter as a flex play. But our Raging Bolt's healthy, which is good because we know the Valiant is Specs, and the Valiant has to be locked into whatever it clicks. He should go like Donphan here, probably. Tafiti. Ogerpon. Okay. So he's going to Terra here. I mean, we go Skarmory. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We go Skarmory. I think an Iron Hands Ice Punch into a Frostlass Ice Shard should KO this. Let's see. 64 to 75 basically into what? 27? That's not exactly right, but Skarmory on Ogerpon. We'll see what he clicks here. Like I said, his best move to hit me is Superpower. He could also Swords Dance. Swords Dance into Superpower could KO me, potentially. It does not, actually. Never mind. It does not. He actually has no chance to 2-hit KO me. He's going to Cudgel here. I think the main thing here is that we can just see if he's Adamant or not. 275 to 237. Oh, Terra Grass. I didn't click Terra. I always do that. That is looking to be adamant, actually. That has to be adamant guaranteed. Okay, great to know. What do we do here? We can get our rocks up, force them into a tough spot. Can Brave Bird KO the Talonflame coming in? Because if so, then I'm just going to Brave Bird. No. We can Roost to stay healthy as well, potentially. That might potentially be worth something. In fact, I think that's worth it. I do like forcing the Talonflame into a Roost turn, though, but we can just go... Nah, I'm going to Roost here. I'm going to get our Sturdy back. He goes Talonflame. How do I navigate this, though? I'm not even confident you have a fire move to hit me, to be completely honest. I'm not sure what your last move is. U-turn, Defog. I can't let Skarmory get chipped, though. I mean, I could sack Raging Bolt, but I really like keeping around the Thunderclap for the Valiant. I also have to keep in mind not to get into a position to lose to a sneak Valiant in-game, so keeping Ursaluna around is helpful. I think my plays here are Ursaluna, or I could just go Shoulder Day. I do think you U-turn, though. I think U-turn's a zero downside play, so how do I combat that? Let's see here. U-turn. U-turn does like 30% to my Valiant. He gets some Donphan. I go Skarmory again. He doesn't really net anything. Or I just go Ursaluna Raw. I go Ursaluna Raw and then pivot into... Excuse me, I pivot into Boulder. Yeah, I think I like that better. I'm going to go Ursaluna, and I'm going to pivot into Boulder. This scouts for like a Willow. It scouts for the potential U-turn to keep my Boulder a little bit healthy and not get into a bad position with the Donphan. That kills me. I'm almost positive. Oh my goodness. Yo, Ursaluna, die, bro. Die, man. Buddy does not want you to stick around. And you're over here doing it anyway. Overheat. Okay. So, he's going to U-turn here. He has to. I think I like keeping this around as a sack. I don't think I need the Sturdy on Skarmory for any particular reason. And I like keeping the Ursaluna as a sack, I think. I mean, let me see. Like, how does that play out? I go Skarmory, he goes Valiant, and pressures a KO there. Or I go Skarmory... Yeah, I go Skarmory, he goes Valiant. I sack Ursaluna anyway. So is it better to just give him Ursaluna now? I mean, Ursaluna outspeeds Donphan. Ursaluna doesn't have any use left, man. Yeah, Ursaluna doesn't have any use left. I like playing off of what he does here. I think Ursaluna is the sack. Because if I go Skarmory, he breaks my Sturdy, he can just go Valiant and potentially pressure a KO. So I don't like that. So I think that was the right play. I guess I could have went Uncle Mike. Yeah! Yeah, I could have went Uncle Mike. I should have went Uncle Mike and kept the sack piece around. I absolutely should have. That's fine. Misplay a little bit, but I don't know how much it'll matter. He goes back into this to Feedy. So how do I want to navigate this? I mean, I just go Skarmory, I suppose. I mean, it's also good to know now that his guys only overheat. So I think I don't want to Brave Bird on a potential... Actually, you know what I can do? I can get rocks up, and then I can go Uncle Mike. And that puts me in a pretty good spot. He's going to U-turn. So U-turn Cudgel. Yeah, he goes back into Talonflame. But this gets me into Uncle Mike for free. So I'm okay with this. Yeah, I regret not going hard Uncle Mike before. But I do think this is a good play at this point. I go Uncle Mike here. He overheats, he misses. Sorry about that, man. That would have done about 25%, but it would have given him the knowledge that I am AV. I am going to go for the Ice Punch, because I do think the Donphan hard comes in here. Or a U-turn into the Donphan, potentially. That does suck, because he could... Yeah, a U-turn into the Donphan. That could potentially put me... Or could have put me in range of the Specs Valiant. Yeah, it would have put me in range of Specs Valiant. So that is definitely an unfortunate miss. He goes into Donphan here. We're going to be able to get the Ice Punch off here. Badoom. Looks like a potential 2-hit KO. I have no reason to risk it, though. I just go back into Skarmory. No reason to risk it at all. And we do maintain rocks. I am not a very fast... I am kind of a very fast Uncle Mike, but I think that preserving health on this is important, since he did miss the overheat, and I'm out of range of the Moonblast guaranteed. We're going to go ahead and go into Skarmory here. We might see a spin if he has it. He's just going to go for another knockoff here. So that's fine. I am just going to throw up a Brave Bird. I think that's probably my best play. since rocks are still up. I could also just go for the Roost. Roost is probably the safer play, and then go back into Uncle Mike hard. Yeah, you know what? That's probably the safer play to ensure that I do not get Flame Body burned. Just to make sure there's no shenanigans that I potentially lose to, like, a, Oh, does he Earthquake here? Earthquake would be a good play. I don't think it 2 KOs me, though. No, he goes for Rapid Spin. That's fine. So knock off Rapid Spin, he's at about, like, 40%. I'm just gonna get my rocks back up. Fire Fang? This isn't gonna do anything. Okay. Well, that's brutal. Do I still 2 KO the Ogerpon? I don't. Well, that could be... If he Swords Dance Ogerpon, we might... I'm gonna Roost again. He knockoffs. I'm gonna Roost again. I mean, we eventually beat this one-on-one. We can just throw off a body press, potentially 2 KO this. Which I think is our best play here. I mean, there's no reason for me to risk the Frostlass. So we're just gonna go for the body press here. He goes for the spin. I body press, I rock, I Roost, I body press again. And if it 2 KOs him, of course. Good lord, man. I mean, to be honest, the health on Frostlass doesn't matter. I Roost. Knockoff would KO me, but Fire Fang would not. I'm going to spam a couple of Roosts. I'm going to kind of condition him into Fire Fang. I'm going to Roost one more time. I Roost again. And if I go hard Frostlass, do I lose the game? If he clicks knockoff. That's like where I have to stand right now. No, Uncle Mike can do the job. I go hard Frostlass, and if he clicks knockoff, he got me. Is that what, +2 speed? Yeah, he spins. We keep our rocks up. Fantastic. Did he even... We don't even have rocks up, do we? We do. Am I faster than him? Is he +2 or +3? +2. We outspeed most variants of this. The Shard just KO. Shard doesn't. I'm going to Ice Beam. We take out the Donphan. Fantastic. Yeah, I expect Talonflame here. I think Talonflame makes the most sense. He does go into Talonflame here. I mean, I just... Oh! Oh, I Ice Shard. You die. Perish. Off my screen. Good riddance. In fact. Goodbye. Perish. So goodbye, Talonflame. At this point in the match, I find it's very difficult for me to see a situation. I wonder what item he was. It's very difficult for me to see a situation in which we lose at this point. He goes into Valiant here. Do I KO here with Shard? I do not. So what's my play? I mean, I can go into Shoulder there. Big Boulder Shoulder. First specs. I mean, we shoot 2. Do we actually shoot 2 from this range? 280. 280. Let me see. Minus, what do we got? 136, 144. Yeah, we shoot 2. I'm gonna go Big Boulder Shoulder. Group Blast. We chew that up. Special attack drop. Oh no. Anyway. I mean, the only way that he can win this game is if he goes... What, Hard Ogerpon? I mean, I can Mega Horn to try to catch that. That puts this in range of Frostlass 2 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna Mega Horn. Yeah, so we potentially catch the Ogerpon. I mean, was that a necessary play? No. However, we KO the Ogerpon after rocks. Goodbye. And that puts us in a position where we don't have to rely on a burned Skarmory. It also guaranteed puts this in range of an Ice Shard. It would have put the... Oh, I didn't quite KO, so we had a little bit of HP investment. Or we got absolutely mineraled. It was 84 to 99. So yeah, so at this point, he dies to rocks. Or he dies to Shard. Thunderclap even. We'll go Skarmory. We'll see what he wants to cook up. What he wants to do. At this point, 2 Thunderclaps should finish the game off, depending on what his... if he's Swords Dance or not. He's just gonna cudgel here, so... I'm not gonna be a dick about it. I'm not gonna sit here and Roost and make sure that we're healthy enough to live a hit from the Valiant. We're just gonna Brave Bird and the Brave Bird again. If he kills us, he does. If not, we go Raikou, Raging Bolt, and we'll get our KO, and we should move on to 3 and 2. I do not think there's a situation in which we can now lose this game at this point. Okay, he's actually going to U-turn, so we are going to be able to pick off 2 KOs here with Skarmory, with the Brave Bird into the rocks, it looks like. So, yeah. So, goodbye, Valiant. So, he wanted this to end in 1 turn rather than 2. I respect it. Goodbye, Valiant. And then goodbye, Ogerpon to rocks. So, good game to CJ. I think we played very, very well. I think there were a couple of misplays. Like, I shouldn't have sacked URSALUNA. I should have went into Uncle Mike. But past that, I think we played the game really well. And I think our team was just very difficult for CJ to break. Again, I'm very surprised there was no Latios. Does this die to rocks? It does, right? It does. Okay. So we move on to 3 and 2. Super excited about that. We're on a win streak. Kind of got my mojo back. And I'm really feeling this team. Love the transactions. Big boulder shoulder coming in clutch. Team performed way better than I thought it would, so shout out to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out CJ and all of the other JJDL coaches down below. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.